If we are not careful, all of us will get thrown out by the Gen Zs because they say we have come of age. You say that we are leaders of tomorrow, we are leaders now. We can't wish them away.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for your always great support. Now, Kenyans, there's something here that has just happened at KICC. Raila Odinga and his opposition team wamekuwa present pale. William Ruto, together with his team, wamekuwa present pale. Reason being of this meeting is that William Ruto alikuwa assigned the IEBC bill into the law so that they can select the IEBC commissioners. Something that is giving me a lot of worries is that as William Ruto was going to sign that IEBC bill into the law, there's something serious that is making Kenyans now attacking Raila Amolo Odinga together with the opposition leadership. Reason being, they are being told that now the Gen Zs wamechukua nafasi ya opposition. And now it is a fight in between Gen Zs and, of course, the unity of opposition and the government of the day. Remember one thing. When the dialogue reports were presented to William Samoei Ruto and Raila Amolo Odinga, why did they delay until the Gen Zs took their chance and opportunity to correct several messes across the Republic of Kenya? So when I was just listening to Raila Amolo Odinga, now see that let the dialogue take part, and so that we can be peaceful and everything is going to be okay. Kenyans are asking Raila Odinga, are you still trusting William Samoei Ruto? When did you head this dialogue? When did this report presented before the Statehouse? And this report was presented before Raila Odinga. Why did William Ruto delay on this report? So, it is just a trap period that William Ruto is doing. But Raila said this.
But I'm happy to confirm that we have had consultations, and after extensive consultations, we have agreed that a dialogue is the way forward out of the crisis that we're having today in our country. We've agreed that we give people an opportunity to be heard, to express themselves, to come out with the grievances which are actually ailing our country today, so that a lasting solution can be found. Because of restrictions of resources or limitation of resources, we've agreed that everybody else will bear their cost of coming to this meeting. But we want it to be a really very engaging conversation on the way forward, so that we deal with fundamental issues that are affecting our society today.
But when Kalonzo Musyoka was also given a chance to speak, Kalonzo Musyoka has said the truth. That now it is no longer about opposition. It is about his Gen Zs. And if you don't be careful, these Gen Zs, they are so little than even opposition. And so those who are thinking like that now it is that time to lure and trap the opposition. Remember, we have now new opposition. That is Gen Zs. You like it? You don't like it. And so I want you to listen to whatever Kalonzo Musyoka is saying, and even shocking William Ruto and Raila Amolo Odinga at KICC, that when did this dialogue report presented, and why did you delay about the reports, implementing the reports? You know? And so Kalonzo Musyoka is telling William Ruto and his brigade, there is a fear that these Gen Zs, they are coming after us. But before you listen to Kalonzo Musyoka, remember Martha Karua said this just about 1 hour ago. Dialogue can only be meaningful if the players have good faith and are guided by the best interest of the people. This is a trap, period. You know, this is a trap, period. And she's saying, let's be careful as the political class, lest we hijack the genuine clamor for accountability and reforms by the Gen Zs. Listen to whatever Kalonzo Musyoka telling William Ruto and Raila Amolo Odinga.
Mr. President, Honorable William Samoei Ruto, Prime Minister Raila Odinga, both co-principals of the NADCO process, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't find it easy to come in here this morning for various reasons, one of which was the barricading of the route to KICC. But I must thank the organizers for having brought it to KICC, because if it was a Statehouse, Mr. President, it would even have been a little harder. The reason is simple. Our country is at a crossroads. My colleague, Honorable Kimani Ichung'wah, has highlighted that both of you asked us to undertake the process of NADCO following the 2023 enactment of the finance bill and the riots that took place, where we lost people, 75 of them, property was destroyed, and the country was in a state of a shock. We undertook that responsibility with gusto, and we are very open-minded. As AZIMIO Moja One Kenya, our number one topic was the high cost of living. Makimani and the team on Kenya Kwanza convinced us that it was a government responsibility and the opposition had nothing to do with discussing the high cost of living. I hope that in the light of recent developments, my friend Kimani would have revised that thought. Because again, 2024, Finance Act, and the riots, and again we have lost 41 young Kenyans. This time they came in the form of Gen Z, but they are Kenyans. They have a right to belong. In fact, they are carrying the national flags. They have done it better than we did when some of us nearly got killed. Mr. President, I want to urge that we look at our country afresh. There's no way we can wish away the Gen Z revolution. And if we were to begin to be honest with ourselves, perhaps we need now to go back to Bomas, because during the presentations, Kimani and Cheruiyot may remember, and Wandai was deputizing me, that a lot of Kenyans wanted us to open this space. The space has been opened by Gen Z. I wish we had moved with speed. It has taken inordinate delay to get to where we are today, to get the first product out of NADCO. And I'm not so sure, my friend Kimani, whether it is expected of us to even fast track the other 8. They have to be juxtaposed by the reality of the country and this new revolt. If we are not careful, all of us will get thrown out by the Gen Zs, because they say we have come of age. You say that we are leaders of tomorrow, we are leaders now. We can't wish them away. Therefore, I want to urge that we now look at the whole thing. For example, we have now set up the process of nominating new commissioners. We made it very clear that both you, Mr. President, and Mr. Raila Odinga, the Prime Minister, will have to agree on perhaps, most importantly, on who becomes the chair of the new IEBC. That principle of consultation was inbuilt, and I thank my colleagues because we didn't have to struggle much to agree. But now is the time. The country is at a crossroads. Can we, for a beginning, even in order to bring the country to normalcy, can you, Mr. President, order the Inspector General of Police, if he doesn't resign, can he remove the police from the streets? Can the army get out of our streets and back to the barracks? I thank you.
But Kenyans, if you can see even the body language of William Ruto, he has realized that now the opposition might rescue them from this mess. They've landed themselves on the hands of the Gen Zs. And even you can see the body language of William Ruto. He's not a man who is comfortable.
With leaders who have said there must be professionalism and integrity as part of the cardinal principles of the men and women who will be charged with the responsibility of overseeing our elections. The spirit of NASTCO is the spirit of unity, bipartisanship, and consensus building, values which have helped our nation overcome its most challenging moments. Even as I assent to this bill, I look forward to supporting and facilitating any other outputs of the national consensus that was NATCO to ensure that Kenya moves forward and with as many hands on deck.
But let them not be cheated. Let them not be lied to. That the movement of Gen Zs, they're going to come down. Nothing like that. No one is going to call. And because William Ruto has realized he has no option but to bow before the opposition so that they can, of course, benefit from the unity they're going to have with the opposition so that they can be rescued from the wrath of the Gen Z's demonstration. Kenyans, I want us to read something that Bonface Ouma posted early this morning. You will be shocked. It is not something that is easy. Now, Bonface Ouma is saying this. I am reliably informed that some opposition politicians have been bribed by Zakayo and Gasheta. Their sole aim moving forward is to discredit the Gen Zs, a movement that has inspired all of us to take back our country and make Kenya a place that works for all of us. You will start seeing Kenya Kwanza and opposition politicians start closing ranks, and they will speak in one language in an attempt to damage this movement. When you see this happening, understand that the political class is fighting for survival. This movement is about ideas and not personalities. And the political class is still under the misguided view that this movement can be wished away and that they can go back to lying to the people. This movement makes it impossible for most of them to get back their hateful, tribal, and corrupt platform. Zakayo also wants to fire his entire cabinet, but he doesn't know who to appoint because the entire political class is rotten. Political appointments in our country's major consideration is pleasing tribal voting blocks and pleasing your political allies. It has never been about the merit. And because of the Gen Zs, Zakayo's government has become toxic, illegitimate, and lame duck. Once he fires his cabinet, he cannot appoint another cabinet for her. Zakayo is also angry and helpless because Gasheta hired goons that caused the damage of looting and destruction. He wants to punish him, but he doesn't know how. Why can't he use the law? He is afraid of losing the Mount Kenya vote. But he should realize he has already lost the whole country, including his stronghold in Rift Valley. The man isn't sleeping. he has not left the State House for 2 weeks. Ametoka kwenda kanisa tu na leo kwenda KICC. Following Zakai's favorite quote, you can lie to some people for some time. You can also lie to all the people for some time, but you can't lie to all the people all the time. This Kenyan movement has finally caught up with him and his lies, and has also caught up with the entire political class and their delusions. Kenya belongs to all Kenyans, and we are taking it back. One flag at a time. That is whatever Bonface Mwangi is telling the government and the opposition. That is something that I have realized happening deeply about the opposition and the government of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to propagate a lot of things here. Please, just do me a favor. Comment at the comment section below. I will appreciate you so much. And don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and share. Bye-bye till we meet in another video.